Hey, what is up guys, BuzzRatchet here, with a brand new video, and today we are going to be looking over the most cheesiest and the most annoying things that I could find in Star Wars Rogue One. Now, if you guys haven't seen this movie, I definitely recommend watching it before you watch this video because, I don't really give any spoilers, but there's like a few little things that you might maybe you just don't really want to know it, or you don't really want to think about it because it might annoy you. So anyways, leave a like if you do enjoy this video. Let's get right into it. Alright, so the first thing that was the most cheesiest in Star Wars Rogue One was the fact that we had a CGI Leia. At the very end of the movie, we could easily see that Princess Leia was like CGI. They showed her getting the plans to destroy the Death Star that would bring us into the New Hope, and she looked pretty fake. Now, granted, they did a really great job because it's hard to make a completely CGI person, which is why they did an amazing job at making them seem the most realistic that they could. It looked very good. Now, you look at games like Battlefield 1, where the characters actually look really real in the cutscenes and stuff. Well, this looked really great, and I thought Battlefield 1 and games that have been coming out recently have been doing very good, and movies, they've been doing really good on the graphics, but no movie has taken it far enough to actually create a CGI person. Now, if you look at a monster, for instance, in the movie, they had a monster, yeah, duh, CGI, but when it comes to a person, it's like, dang, that's kind of taking it a bit further, and I'm not really sure if it was for the better of the movie. They could have easily just left out Princess Leia completely. Now, granted, it did add on quite a lot to the movie and make it seem a bit, it kind of summed it all up, oh, well, now it's bringing us into the New Hope, but overall, they could have done maybe some other way of coming about doing that than just throwing in Princess Leia as a CGI and just saying, alright, here's the very end of the movie, we got a CGI Leia for you. Alright, so the second thing that was the most cheesiest of Star Wars Rogue One was, again, another CGI person. We had the General, I can't remember his name right now, of course, but we had a General in there that was actually in Star Wars A New Hope, and he was actually CGI. Now, they showed kind of the clips before The New Hope started, and so we kind of showed what he was doing and how he was a part of the story before The New Hope started, but still, it was kind of dang, another CGI person. Obviously, the guy had to be, he's probably, dead by now. He was old in The New Hope, which came out in the 70s, so obviously, they could not have had him in the movie. Same with Leia, she was 60, 70-something now. She's old, my grandparents' age, just 60s, that time. But, basically, they had another CGI person, and it wasn't the final clip with Princess Leia where it was the final bit of the movie, a second long, and all she said was now we have hope or something like that. It was full out through the movie. We had a CGI General come up. Now, I was sitting in the movie theater looking at both my parents sitting next to me guys, do you notice this? And through the whole movie, every time the General came into it, it just ticked me off. It didn't tick me off, but it irritated me because it looked so CGI, and I was oh, this is so fake, and it annoyed me. And I remember I leaned over to my mom, and I was hey, do you know that this guy's CGI, right? And she's no, I didn't notice that. And both my sister and my mom did not notice that the guy was CGI, which is another example that they did a really great job. But my dad was that guy was CGI, wasn't he? And we were all just yeah, he was. Granted, they did a good job. I just actually watched A New Hope today, right before making this video. I just finished it, so I can make this video with some good examples to come up and stuff. But basically, they did an amazing job on the detailing. He has these dark lines under his eyes in The New Hope, and they had him in the Rogue One too, and it's just, they did a great job on the detailing, but still, it was CGI, and you could definitely tell, and there were just different parts where it's they did good, but it's CGI, and it's annoying me. Alright, so we're actually going to be looking at some things that were annoying about the movie as well, and just didn't really fit, and one thing that really got on my nerves was there were no Jedi in this movie. Even in The New Hope, they had Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Luke was becoming one, and then in The Empire Strikes Back, they had Yoda in there, and he's a Jedi, and stuff like that, and even in the sixth one, I can't remember the name, but we also had Jedi in there. Luke was a Jedi, and, we always have Jedi in the Star Wars movie, especially, the Clone War ones. But then it comes into Rogue One, where there were absolutely no Jedi. I mean, there was Darth Vader, but he's a Sith, or whatever. He's a Dark Sith or whatever they call it. So he's not exactly a Jedi per se. I mean, that's the only time we really see a lightsaber is him cutting up those guys in the very last seconds where they're trying to get the plans over to Princess Leia without him getting them. And so it just kind of really sucked, and it annoyed me that we really had no Jedi. I mean, every Star Wars movie has a Jedi in there. The only, lightsaber that we actually saw in the entire movie came from Darth Vader, and he was killing the good guys in the very last scene. I mean, I get it was a Star Wars story, and it's totally different. It's not in the storyline, but a big thing of Star Wars, period, is that they have Jedi, and there were no Jedi, and it just really annoyed me. And I mean, that's most of the series. There were 3 whole movies where it was just Jedi. I mean, and then there's the 8th one, or the 7th, or whatever it was. They had Jedi. I mean, The Force Awakens, that was Jedi. And I mean, they had Ren in there, and she was becoming a Jedi. They had plenty of lightsabers in there. Jedi. But no, Rogue One, we had laser guns, and that was it. It just really got on my nerves. And I was kind of upset about that. I didn't it's not a big deal, but it was just annoying. I mean, I wanted some Jedi in there, I wanted some lightsaber duels, and I got none of that. Alright, those were the 3 things that annoyed me the most in Star Wars Rogue One. Now, overall, great movie. I loved it, and it was very well done. I mean, it's Star Wars. What do you expect? It was great. But, like I said, there were just little details in the movie where it's kind of it can make a big deal if you make it a big deal, or it's kind of I noticed this and it's a little bit annoying, but it's not something that's game changing, I don't know, there's no Darth Vader, or something game changing where it changes all the the New Hope and the Clone Wars and all of that stuff. So it wasn't that big of details, but it was enough where it's kind of this gets on my nerves a little bit. And it was just really annoying. But again, overall, if you guys have not seen the movie, I definitely recommend seeing this. Now, I did give away a little bit of spoilers, but it was nothing too bad. I was just kind of throwing stuff out there. I mean, it wasn't really that big of a deal if you watch this and you haven't seen the movie. But I will definitely say, go see the movie. It's great. It's really great. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like as well as subscribe. And I will be bringing you guys some more Star Wars videos. I am definitely excited. If you guys do like the Star Wars Battlefront gameplay, remember to subscribe for that, because there's going to be plenty of Star Wars Battlefront gameplay coming up on my channel. Toodles!